Hello and thank you for watching. I'm Ashli Van Dyke with Advantage Software, and on today's video, new in Eclipse 11, Legacy Document Location, I'm going to show you how using version 11 in tandem with old versions works. Since version 5, your personal documents have been stored under Documents, Eclipse, and within a folder with your name on it. This will not change. However, you'll notice that within the Documents folder, I have only an Eclipse folder right now. At this time, I have only version 10 installed. What I'm going to do is go to our website, to Support, Downloads, Eclipse 11. Once I'm on the Eclipse 11 section of the website, there are two different files that you can download in order to install Eclipse 11. The first one is called Eclipse Setup 11 full rc.exe. And this one is a complete and total installer. It has all of the files included in a portable package. So you can download this on your internet connected computer to a USB drive and transfer that USB drive to your non-internet connected computer and use this installer. The second installer, Eclipse Setup 11_RC, is an express installer. In order to use this one, you do have to maintain an internet connection while the installer is running. However, it's a smaller initial download, and then the installer itself will download all of the other files that you need. Both of these installers include the visualizers and everything that you need in order to use Eclipse 11. When you click on one of these files, it may ask you if you want to run or save. And if you get that choice, hit Save. And then once it's done saving, you can install it. I've already downloaded the Eclipse Setup 11 full RC, and it's in my downloads folder. And so again, right now, I only have Eclipse version 10 installed. I'm going to go ahead and run the Eclipse Setup 11 full RC. I'm going to choose the language I want to install in and press OK. And the installer will unzip all the files that are needed to start the install. I'll choose Next. I'll accept the license agreement and choose Next. I'm not going to change the default download location. If your organization wants you to, or you want to for some reason, that's fine. However, we don't recommend doing so unless you have a reason to do so. I'll hit Next, and I'm going to choose the flavor of Eclipse that I'd like. I'm going to choose just regular Eclipse. And now it will ask me which of the old versions I'd like to choose to keep. And it will ask me if I want to keep version 10.0050, version 9.0029, and version 8.005. And it asked me if I want to choose all three of these versions, even though only one of them is currently installed. So unlike previous installers, you don't actually have to have old versions installed in order to get them on your new computer. So I'm going to go ahead and check to retain all three of these versions. I'll hit Next. And this installer has an option to choose Complete or Custom, so that you can choose to install or not install specific items within the installer if you'd like to. This is only recommended for advanced users or if directed to by tech support. I'm going to choose Complete and press Next, and then Install. Okay, and the installer has finished, and you see that on my desktop I have version 8, version 9, version 10, and Eclipse will now be the newest version, which is Eclipse 11. In the Install Shield wizard, I can choose to open Eclipse 11, or I can play the What's New video. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck the Play What's New video, but I do recommend that everyone watch it. And I'm going to open Eclipse 11, and I'll press Finish. I have all of my users for Eclipse 11, and when I open up my user, at the top you see it says Eclipse version 11.0011, and if I open my list of transcripts, all of my files are here. However, earlier I mentioned something about a difference in storage location. In Eclipse 11, if I go to Settings, Advanced, the users, jobs, and blocks location are all still default in the regular location of C, Users, Ashli, Documents, and then Eclipse. And my Jobs folder is a subfolder therein, the Ashli folder. And again, everything is under Documents, Eclipse. just like it has been since version 5. But what about my old versions of Eclipse? I'm going to open up version 9 as an example, and I still have the same user INI files. However, if I open up my transcript button, I don't have any files. I do, however, have all of my block files. So what happened? If I go to Settings, Advanced, you see that under Users and Jobs, there's now an Eclipse Legacy folder. All of your existing files are going to be available in Eclipse 11 and ready to edit. However, any file that you want to make in an old version will be saved in this Eclipse Legacy folder. That way you know for sure which documents are which, and you can make sure that you keep anything separate that you need to. We recommend that you don't change this path to merge the versions together. This is important to understand, especially when you're looking for files to send them. If you install the new version and you open an old version, don't panic if you don't see your files. They'll all be safe in Eclipse 11, right where you left them. The difference is that the old versions are now looking in a new location for any new files that you put in an old version. However, Eclipse assumes that if you install Eclipse 11, you're going to want to work on your work in that version by default. So this is just something to be aware of. When I go to my File Explorer now, I can go to Documents, and here there's an Eclipse folder and an Eclipse Legacy folder. If I double click on Eclipse, you see that I have all of my users here, as well as my job folders with all of my jobs in it. If I go back to the Eclipse Legacy folder, I have all of my users here in place. However, I don't have any files here except for my block files, which have been transferred over and are ready for me to use. When upgrading to the new version, this is an important thing to keep in mind, just so that you don't think you've lost any files. Eclipse hasn't actually moved any of your files. The only thing that has happened is that your INIs will be copied to the Documents Eclipse Legacy folder so that you can use them in the old versions. It is important to remember, though, that your old versions are going to be using different INI files than your new Eclipse version is. So just keep that in mind whenever you're modifying any of your user settings. Don't forget that Eclipse 11 is considered a major version update. In order to use this beta, you're going to need to have your key or keyless license upgraded. Although you can contact tech support anytime, you can reach our administrative office for license and key upgrades during business hours Monday through Friday, Eastern Standard Time at 772-288-3266. Email support is always available at support@eclipsecat.com, but please remember that tech support cannot upgrade your keys for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so that you'll be notified when we publish new content in the future. And keep an eye out for more Eclipse 11 videos because it's on the way.